Whatever you can. Whatever you can. We need your time.
Your time?
We need your prayers.
Man, you talk about creepy. I can't imagine these people getting in the White House, the Maison Blanche, the Casablanca. Are you kidding me? So what they do is the super PACs scour the internet, and they conveniently find these videos that the campaign makes public, and then they take these video clips and they make these ads out of them, and then they can say, well, we're not coordinating with the campaign at all. This is all a bunch of hocus pocus. Keep watching.
If you want to give me specific lines, but
Not a day goes by that my mom is not lifting me up in prayer.
that's true.
For hours at a time.
Not one day, Ted Cruz. There's not one day that goes by that your mom doesn't lift you up in prayer. You've never had a fight with your mom, a tete-a-tete. You and your mom have never had words other than her praising you on high. Something strange about that.
We're fighting for the world that will be our kids' world. And
He's showing a fist pumping a fight.
That's the fakest thing I've ever seen in my life, Ted Cruz. What, I look like a duck?
he had a dream. And
I can't tell if this is a political ad or a Halls commercial. All this damn coughing.
Working at MIT. When Ted was 3.
look at me.
Well, I need the book if you want to give me specific lines, but
So this is just showing all the behind the scenes, if you will, of Ted Cruz making all these videos for his campaign that they send out and put out there. And then at the end of the video, it shows Ted Cruz trying to get on board with his daughters, trying to get them to say, I'm Ted Cruz and we support this. And it's really uncomfortably scripted, if you will.
Oh, well, I mean, that's what it sounds like whenever Cruz talks. It's kind of weird. But Glenn Beck defends him by saying, that's just the way he talks. He said he had him in his living room, and they talked for hours. And the whole time, that's the way Cruz was talking. It sounds scripted, but it's just the way he talks, I guess.
How could you talk to somebody for hours that sounded like that?
Because I guess that's the way he talks. I don't know. I'm not really buying it. You know, the thing about it is it came from Glenn Beck, and Glenn Beck has this irrational bias, not only towards Cruz, but against Trump. So, you got to take a lot of what he says with a grain of salt, but he swears that weird, fake, scripted-sounding dialect is real. That's the way he talks.
Right.
It's not fake and scripted and whatever. So I don't know.
So
I will be honest with you. There's a video that I saw on the internet of Ted Cruz being slammed by a farmer who wanted to blast him for support. He was in Iowa. You should Google or search on YouTube a video with Ted Cruz in Iowa addressing questions from a farmer. And this farmer starts by blowing up on him. And Ted Cruz calms him down and then starts to explain why he supported the ethanol bill or something like that in Iowa that's supposedly killing farmers or whatever. And, or actually he was against the bill. He was against the bill, and this farmer was mad because it ruins subsidies to the farmers who are going to grow the corn for the ethanol. But anyway, Cruz proceeds to explain to him why it's not only why he did it, but why it's good that he did it. And it kind of sounded like your typical Ted scripted dialect. But, at the same time, maybe he just memorized that script because he had the answer right there.
Well, let's see if this is it. This might be it right here. This is
It's long. It's a long video.
I just saw the time on it. Yeah, it's too long for the day. But.
So the guy blows up on him. If you could search it and listen to it. I encourage you to. Let me warn you though.
We'll put it up on Facebook.
I'm telling you right now.
We'll put it up on Facebook.
I'm going to warn you. If you watch that video, by the time it's done, you're like, wow, I tell you what, Cruz is awesome. You'll be very, yeah, I mean, it's amazing the way he took an extremely hostile, hate-filled farmer who pretty much went there to just destroy Cruz, and tell him what he thought of him, which was, I hate you, and I think you're a horrible person,
right,
and you're destroying jobs. And he flipped the script, and he got that farmer to be like, wow, maybe I was wrong. And me being such a pro-Trump supporter, I remember thinking to myself, wow, at the end of the day, I think Cruz being president would be a good thing.
Well, yeah, but here's the problem that I have. He's a very, very polished lawyer and politician. So there's no question he'd be able to flip, because that's what he does. He flips the script to get you to like him. But that's how he rolls.
My point is that to anybody who doesn't want to take the time to listen to that or watch that clip, is that I don't think Cruz was lying. I think that he gave the real reason why he supported cutting the subsidies for ethanol. Right. He gave a great answer, and it was a very conservative answer, and he backed up what was pretty much a freebies to farmers, that he was going to end that.
Do you know what?
And I thought,
now that you say that farmer was a plant. They planted him on purpose to come after him.
Not really, because I think that he truly believed that struggling farmers probably need that, and I don't know.
But to have the answer to that question locked and loaded is amazing.
Oh, you're saying he was planted by Cruz?
Yes.
Oh, jeez.
And I'm not tinfoil. I'm not tinfoil. I am not tinfoil hat in this thing. They all do it. They all, except Trump, and he needs to do it because when he started taking random questions from the audience.
Yeah, but he's good at those.
Well, especially when that Native American Indian girl said, "Will you finally apologize to what you all have done to our people?" And Trump shut her down, moved on, and said, "You know what? I'm going to tell you right now, I'm not good at apologizing to anybody."
No, that's a good answer. I'll accept that.
That was kind of funny.
I accept that.
We're running short, and I wanted to touch on this before we ended. Barack Obama is going against the grain. He's breaking the grain, and he nominated a Supreme Court justice personnel. And I started to get into, he's a former judge, name's Garland. I started to get into it, and I Wikipedia'd, him and his name, and kind of saw what Wikipedia had about it. And it's funny, Wikipedia had him as kind of like a conservative, moderate, down the middle of the road kind of guy. I'm like, what?
Well, yeah, you actually sent that to me. I said, whoa. Hannity is exploding him right now.
Right. And the only reason why I went to Wiki is because you and I both know, and everybody out there knows, Wikipedia is run by libs. I just wanted to get their take on it real quick, and it was amazing. If you knew nothing else and you read the biography on Wikipedia of this guy, you would believe that Barack Hussein Obama slipped on some awesome sauce and is trying to make up with the GOP. I am not kidding.
Tinfoil hat alert.
Right.
That article. No, listen. Tinfoil hat alert. That article wasn't even in there before he nominated him. That's Barack Obama's. That's the administration's article.
Right. Because they have free reign of Wikipedia. They have free reign. So Bright.
Well, no, I mean when it boils down to it, they know they want to get Republicans to support them, so they put that specific article in there to do that. But anyway.
Right. So Breitbart came out with an article and said there's 5 things you need to know about this SCOTUS pick by Obama. And first off, he was a judge appointed by Bill Clinton. So he's in bed with the Clintons. So that's first and foremost, bed with the Clintons. Number one, he's considered an anti-Second Amendment judge.
And we know what that means. They're going to say whatever they want to say should be the law, and that's how they're going to uphold it. And the Second Amendment will be gone, period.
Right. Back in 2007, he voted to undo a court decision striking down one of the most restrictive gun laws in the nation, which means he wanted to keep the most restricted gun laws in the nation. He wanted to keep it on the books and uphold an illegal Clinton-era regulation that created an improvised gun registration requirement. Yes, he is an anti-Second Amendment judge. There's no question about it. 2, he's favored environmental regulations, big time. 3, his position on abortion and social issues are murky at best. So he wouldn't do anything.
Murky?
Yeah, murky. They say murky. Some liberals are worried that he's ambiguously pro-choice. But during his 19 years at the D.C. Circuit, Garland has managed to keep a low profile. The court's largely administrative docket has left him without known positions on issues of abortion and death penalty. So it's kind of murky. 4, would maintain the court's demographic profile. He would definitely be, he'd be the second Chicagoan Obama has nominated. So he's from Chicago.
How much time we have left? Looks like we're getting late.
And then 5, Republicans have supported Garland in the past. Orrin Hatch is one of them. So I don't know. That makes me nervous that rhinos have supported him. But we've got 2 minutes left.
I would say, here's the thing. I think he's a red herring. This has already been reported. I'm not breaking any news on this, but he's a red herring. One thing I've noticed about Supreme Court picks, there's been a handful of them in my lifetime. They don't come up very often, but it seems like whoever's job it is to pick them, whoever's president at the time, the first one gets hammered, and then they end up pulling the nomination and replacing it with a second choice. Oh. And so, I believe that this one's a red herring. And then what happens is he's going to put in the person he really wants to put in after this one gets hammered down.
Oh, that's such a shame.
Either way, both or 3, or whoever it is, they all need to be stricken down, nailed down, hammered down, whatever, until the next president. It's as simple as that. Oh. I hope that Mitch McConnell keeps his word, doesn't renege on it, and says, you know what? This ain't happening. Period.
They're saying Mitch McConnell's showing some backbone, which makes me believe that he's falling apart.
Believe that.
Oh, man. Well, folks, it's been an incredible show. Like always, it is absolutely the fastest 3 hours in any media whatsoever.
Well, no more phone calls for me. It'll be back to the studio next week.
Awesome. Looking forward to seeing you again. Everybody, follow us on Facebook, Twitter, YouTube. We are all over the place for you.
Have a good one.
Good night.
With unfathomable power.
What kind of power?
Unfathomable. It's without fathom.